Senior observer Zax 427 had seen it all in their 3 millennia of cataloging developing civilizations. Every species followed the same predictable path. Fire, wheel, industrial revolution, spaceflight. It was so routine that they had automated most of the observation process. Earth was just another assignment, a backwater planet that had barely reached its space age. The natives spent most of their time creating digital entertainment and arguing about whether their round planet was actually flat. But today, something was different. Zax 427's sensory tendrils coiled in confusion as they reviewed the latest data from their cloaked observation post in Earth's orbit. They ran the analysis 3 times, certain there must be an error. "Computer, verify these readings," Zax 427 commanded, their bioluminescent patches flickering with anxiety. "Readings verified." The computer responded. "Humans have achieved quantum tunneling." "Impossible." "How?" "Their last major achievement was sending a car into space because they thought it would be funny." Analysis indicates quantum tunneling was discovered during an attempt to improve food delivery times for a restaurant chain called Pizza Planet Express. Zax 427's chromatophores shifted to a deep purple of disbelief. They had studied thousands of civilizations, and none had ever achieved quantum tunneling by accident, much less while trying to deliver fast food. The observer pulled up more data, hoping to make sense of this anomaly. The results only grew more disturbing. In the past solar rotation alone, humans had developed rudimentary teleportation while attempting to create a more efficient dry cleaning method, discovered 3 new fundamental particles during the testing of a gaming console, created a primitive form of anti-gravity while trying to make their phones charge faster, accidentally tapped into dark energy while developing a new coffee machine. None of this followed the universal scientific development protocol. Species were supposed to make discoveries gradually, methodically, with careful consideration of each advancement's implications. Humans seemed to be stumbling into revolutionary breakthroughs while trying to solve mundane inconveniences. As Zax 427 compiled their report, their sensors detected something even more alarming. A group of teenage humans had just achieved quantum entanglement while trying to reduce lag in their online game sessions. The observers' appendages trembled as they added an urgent addendum. UPDAT. Classification review required immediately. Subject species demonstrates unprecedented pattern of technological advancement through what appears to be a combination of impatience, convenience-seeking, and what they term "wouldn't it be cool if." Their approach to scientific discovery can best be described as chaotic improvisation. Of particular concern is their tendency to achieve major scientific breakthroughs while attempting to solve entirely unrelated problems. This suggests either a level of cognitive processing we have never encountered before, the most dangerous form of luck ever documented, both of the above. Additional concerning observations. They view universal constants as suggestions. Their primary motivation for technological advancement appears to be because we can. They have begun questioning why their pets can't talk to them yet. Recommendation: immediate reclassification from harmless to exercise extreme caution. Development pattern unknown. Just as Zax 427 was about to transmit their report, their sensors detected something that made their cellular structure freeze in terror. Their supposedly undetectable observation post was appearing in human social media posts, tagged as #CoolSpaceStuff and #ProbablyAliens. Someone had apparently photographed it with something called an iPhone 15 Pro Max. The observer's final transmission before engaging emergency protocols was simple: URGENT UPDAT. Earth classification must be changed immediately. These beings are not following the rules. I repeat, they are not following the rules because they don't even know there are rules to follow. In the vast bureaucracy of the Galactic Council, warning bells began to ring. A species that didn't follow the rules was unprecedented. A species that didn't even know there were rules to follow. That was terrifying. And somewhere on Earth, a graduate student was wondering why their attempt to make instant noodles cook faster had accidentally created a small temporal distortion in their microwave. They shrugged, added some hot sauce, and continued watching cat videos, blissfully unaware that they had just violated 3 fundamental laws of physics. The Galactic Council's emergency session chamber hadn't been used in over 10,000 cycles. Now it was filled with the most brilliant scientific minds from across 17 galaxies, all gathered to address what had become known as the Earth situation. The chamber's crystalline walls pulsed with anxiety as Chief Scientist Ven 890 displayed the latest findings. Distinguished colleagues, Ven 890's voice resonated through their neural interface. What you're about to witness defies all known laws of scientific progression. The chamber's holographic display activated, showing a small tech startup in Seattle. The assembled scientists watched as a group of sleep-deprived humans huddled around what they called a quantum coffee machine. 2 Earth weeks ago, this group of humans attempted to create what they termed the perfect cup of coffee. Their goal was simple: instant coffee that actually tasted good. Ven 890's tendrils writhed in agitation. What they actually created was this. The display showed a coffee machine that appeared to be pulling coffee beans from parallel universes where they had achieved optimal ripeness. Every cup it brewed contained coffee beans that had experienced the perfect growing conditions across multiple dimensional planes. "They've accidentally discovered multi-dimensional harvesting," gasped one of the council members. "Do they have any idea what they've done?" "No," Ven 890 replied. "They're currently arguing about whether to call it quantum cappuccino or string theory espresso for their Kickstarter campaign." The chamber erupted in concerned murmurs. A species discovering multidimensional manipulation while trying to improve their morning beverage was unprecedented. But it got worse. During their beta testing phase, Ven 890 continued, they discovered that their coffee machine was also creating temporary micro-wormholes, rather than being alarmed by this fundamental breach of space-time. They're excited because it means they can now grab coffee from their favorite cafe in Paris without leaving Seattle. The holographic display shifted to show social media posts from the startup's test customers. "Omnivi, my coffee machine just connected to a cafe in Rome. Best cappuccino ever. #quantum coffee, #accidental wormhole. Anyone else's QCM pulling espresso from what looks like the Renaissance. Because this is literally the best coffee I've ever had. #time traveling barista. Pretty sure my coffee maker just served me beans from an alternate dimension where coffee plants evolved sentience. They taste amazing, but the screaming is a bit much. 3/5 stars." One of the council members, a being of pure energy named Sol7, flickered in distress. "Are they saying they've commercialized dimensional travel for coffee?" "Correct," Ven 890 confirmed. "And that's not the worst part. Watch what happened when one of their test units malfunctioned." The display showed a coffee machine in a small apartment. As the owner tried to brew their morning coffee, the machine briefly tapped into what the council recognized as the fundamental quantum fabric of the universe. Instead of being destroyed by this impossible contact, the machine simply produced a cup of coffee that, according to the user's review, tastes like what I imagined the Big Bang would taste like, in a good way. They're manipulating forces that took our civilizations millions of years to even detect, another council member observed, their crystalline form clouding with worry. And they're using them to improve their breakfast beverages. Precisely, Ven 890 said. Our predictive models suggest that at their current rate of accidental advancement, humans will achieve full dimensional manipulation within 5 Earth years. Not because they're trying to, but because someone will probably be trying to create a better food delivery app. The chamber fell silent as the implications sank in. A species that could accidentally discover the secrets of the universe while attempting to satisfy their caffeine cravings was beyond dangerous. They were unpredictable. There's one more thing, Ven 890 added. their color shifting to the deep ultraviolet of extreme concern. We've detected that several human teenagers, inspired by the coffee machine, are now attempting to modify their gaming consoles to, as they put it, grab better loot from parallel universes. Our simulations cannot even begin to predict what they might accidentally discover. As if on cue, an urgent message flashed across the chamber's neural network. ALERT. Human adolescent in location. Nebraska has accidentally achieved quantum computing while attempting to optimize their video game loading times. Current status. Complaining that it's still not fast enough. The Galactic Council realized they were facing something unprecedented, a species that wasn't just breaking the rules of scientific advancement. They were completely ignoring them in favor of minor conveniences. And somewhere on Earth, the startup CEO was wondering if they should mention the fact that their coffee machine could occasionally peer into the heat death of the universe on their product warning label, right next to caution. Contents hot. The Galactic Council's protocol committee was in shambles. For the first time in its million-cycle existence, they were forced to create an entirely new classification for a species. Warning: development pattern incomprehensible. But even as they debated this unprecedented measure, their worst fears were being realized in a small pizzeria in Brooklyn. "I'm telling you, Tony, these delivery times are killing us." Marco gestured wildly at his pizza delivery tracking screen. "People want their pizza in 30 minutes, but Manhattan traffic is brutal. We need something better than drones." Tony, an engineering student working part-time to pay for college, looked up from his quantum mechanics textbook. "You know, I've been thinking about that. What if we could just skip the traffic entirely?" 3 days later, the Galactic Council's monitoring systems went into complete meltdown. Senior analyst Kix 115 stared at the readings in horror, their crystalline form vibrating at frequencies previously thought impossible. They've done it," Kix 115 whispered to the emergency session. "They've achieved faster-than-light travel." "How?" demanded first speaker Ren 000. Their quantum coffee incident was barely contained. "They were trying to deliver pizza faster," Kix 115 responded, their voice modulated with disbelief. "The humans modified their delivery drones with what they call Tony's traffic bypass system. It creates localized wormholes between the pizzeria and delivery locations." The council chamber erupted in chaos. A junior analyst's display showed a social media feed. "Just got my pepperoni pizza from Antonio's. Pretty sure it briefly passed through another dimension because the cheese is glowing slightly, but it's still the best pizza I've had. Extra tip for interdimensional delivery. #quantum delivery, #glowing pizza." The delivery guy said, "Time is relative," when I complained that my pizza was 2 minutes late. Then I realized it was still steaming even though the shop is 30 minutes away. Mind blown. 5/5 stars. Ordered from Antonio's new quantum delivery service. Pizza arrived before I finished placing the order. Slight temporal paradox, but worth it for fresh pizza. #time travel, #Brooklyn best. First speaker Ren 000's energy core pulsed with concern. "What are their scientists saying about this breakthrough?" "That's just it," Kix 115 replied. "Their scientists didn't do this. It was a pizza place owner and a part-time engineering student. They filed the patent under Novel Pizza Delivery Method and included a hand-drawn diagram on a napkin." The council's predictive eye, which had accurately forecasted the development of every known civilization for the past million cycles, displayed only one message when asked about Earth's future trajectory. ERROR. Insufficient low J seed to compute. Humans are making it up as they go. "We must contain this," declared second speaker Vox 001. "Their chaotic development threatens the very fabric of space-time." But even as they spoke, their sensors detected new anomalies. A food delivery app in Tokyo had accidentally created a rudimentary time dilation field while trying to keep ramen from getting cold. A teenager in Lagos had achieved quantum tunneling while trying to improve their internet connection for online gaming. A startup in Sao Paulo had inadvertently tapped into zero-point energy while developing a more efficient air conditioning system. There's something else, Kix 115 added, their color shifting to deep ultraviolet. The pizzeria. They're now offering what they call parallel universe toppings. They claim to have access to ingredients from dimensions where pineapple on pizza is universally accepted. The council fell silent. A species that would casually breach dimensional barriers for pizza toppings was beyond their comprehension. Their entire understanding of scientific progress was based on careful, methodical advancement. Humans seem to operate on an entirely different principle. Wouldn't it be cool if? And somewhere in Brooklyn, Tony was explaining to a health inspector why their pizzeria needed a warning sign that read, "Caution. Pizza may have briefly existed in multiple dimensions. Not responsible for temporal paradoxes or quantum entanglement with your lunch." Marco, meanwhile, was wondering if they could use their new delivery system to grab fresh ingredients directly from Italy. After all, if you're already breaking the laws of physics, you might as well get the best mozzarella possible. The Galactic Council's containment division was having the worst cycle in recorded history. Their latest emergency meeting was interrupted by yet another alert from Earth, this time from a location called Dave's Gaming Basement. "Can someone explain?" High Commander Zek-001 asked, their energy form flickering with exhaustion, how a group of human adolescents managed to achieve telepathic network consciousness while trying to reduce something called ping. The holographic display showed 5 teenagers huddled around their gaming setups, their minds now accidentally linked across what the humans were calling the GamerNet. The council's observers watched in horror as the teens casually discussed their achievement in their group chat. Dave, "Guys, did we just invent telepathy?" Sarah, "Lol, yeah, but my ping is still 50 milliseconds, this sucks." Miguel, "Wait, can everyone else taste my energy drinkerin'?" Alex, "Dude, your brain caffeine levels are insane." Jin, "Focus guys, we need to optimize this for raid night." Research Director Yix789 pulled up the preliminary analysis. It appears they were attempting to create what they called zero-latency gaming. Their solution involved directly connecting their neural patterns to bypass traditional internet infrastructure. And they achieved this by accident. Zek001's voice carried the weight of infinite tiredness. According to their Discord logs, they were just messing around with some quantum networking principles they learned from that pizza delivery incident we're still trying to contain. One of them apparently thought it would be pretty cool if they could skip the whole internet part of online gaming. The council watched as the implications of their discovery slowly dawned on the teenagers. Dave, wait guys. Dave, if we can share thoughts. Dave, we could use this for exams. Sarah, Dave, no. Miguel, Dave, yes. Jin, guys, we could literally share gameplay skills instantly. Alex, I just Dave VNOADDEVERUON's dar case o newell's muscle MAMORI. They've achieved instantaneous transfer of complex neural patterns, Yix789 noted, and their primary concern is using it to improve their gaming skills. The situation deteriorated further as the teams began experimenting with their new capabilities. Within hours, they had created a neural network for sharing gaming reflexes, accidentally tapped into the collective unconscious, started a subscription service for sharing homework answers telepathically, discovered they could communicate with their pets, though most cats were choosing to ignore them. What's truly alarming, Research Director Yix789 continued, is how they're monetizing it. They've already launched a startup called BrainSync Gaming, and their marketing slogan is "Get Good Instantly. Download skills today." The council's predictive eye, when asked to calculate the implications, simply displayed ERROR, Humans, Treatying, the fundamental cause and forces, as gaming peripherals. Analysis impossible. But the worst was yet to come. The teenager's achievement had caught the attention of other gamers worldwide. Reports were flooding in. A group in Seoul had achieved quantum consciousness while trying to reduce load times. Players in London had accidentally created a pocket dimension for their gaming server. A streamer in Rio had merged with their gaming PC while attempting to improve their graphics settings. There's more. Yix 789 added grimly. They've started modifying their game engines with their new understanding of consciousness. One popular game now allows players to respawn by temporarily existing in superposition between life and death states. Their patch notes listed as a quality-of-life improvement. The Containment Division's latest report was telling. Humanity had gone from discovering telepathy to weaponizing it for competitive gaming in less than 24 hours. The report's conclusion was simply, they're not even trying to advance anymore. They're just doing things because they're bored and it seems fun. And in Dave's basement, the teens had moved on to their next project, trying to modify their neural network to allow them to experience their games in true VR by directly linking their consciousness to their game worlds. The fact that this might accidentally create a bridge between reality and virtual space was, in their words, a feature, not a bug. Sarah was already working on the marketing, experience games as they were meant to be played, by literally becoming your character. Side effects may include temporary quantum uncertainty and existing in multiple realities simultaneously, not recommended for hardcore roguelike players. The Council could only watch in helpless fascination as humanity continued to treat the fundamental forces of the universe as if they were mere game mechanics to be exploited for a better gaming experience. The Galactic Council's Supreme Emergency Session was interrupted by what would later be known as the Science Fair Incident. First Speaker Ren 000's energy form had barely materialized when the alert came through. Honorable Council, Emergency Director Lix 555 announced, their crystalline form practically vibrating with panic. We have a situation at a human educational facility called Wellington High School. It's their annual science fair. The council chambers, which had already witnessed the coffee machine crisis and the pizza delivery catastrophe, fell into a terrified silence. They had learned that nothing was more dangerous than humans trying to impress their peers with cool science stuff. The holographic display activated, showing a school gymnasium filled with the standard science fair projects, baking soda volcanoes, plant growth experiments, and one student who had accidentally created a device that could manipulate the fundamental forces of reality. Subject is Jessica Chen, age 16. Lix 555 reported. Her project title is Making Physics More Efficient. More efficient. Several council members asked simultaneously, their various forms of consciousness recoiling at the concept. Her thesis statement claims that physics, and I quote, takes too long and is kind of annoying sometimes. She has proposed to, as she puts it, streamline the whole thing. The council watched in horror as Jessica demonstrated her project. She had created what she called a physics optimization engine using parts from her smartphone, a modified game console, and what appeared to be a toaster. The device appears to be creating localized areas where the laws of physics are, in her words, less strict about the rules. Lix 555 continued. She's currently using it to help her friend's cat exist in multiple states simultaneously because, and I quote, Schrödinger was being dramatic about the whole thing. The footage showed Jessica casually explaining to the judges how she had tweaked several universal constants because they were being difficult. Her presentation poster included a section titled Room for Improvement in Einstein's Work, with several hand-drawn emojis in the margins. Her project has already won first place, Lix 555 added. The judges were particularly impressed by her live demonstration of temporal manipulation, which she used to ensure she had enough time to finish her presentation. The council's predictive AI, when asked to analyze the implications, simply displayed, future talfulation impossible. Humans are no astivel, deedgging or yale. But it got worse. Jessica's success had inspired other students. The second-place project had achieved cold fusion while trying to create a more energy-efficient phone charger. A freshman had accidentally created a unified field theory while working on a better way to organize their locker. The robotics club had somehow taught their robot to manipulate probability because randomness was making it lose too many games. "There's more," Lix 555 said, their voice modulating with dread. Jessica has uploaded her project documentation to something called GitHub with the description "physics but better. Feel free to fork and improve." Within hours, teenagers around the world were downloading her code, making modifications, and casually rewriting the laws of physics to be more user-friendly. Their commit messages included things like, "Fixed that weird thing with entropy. Made gravity less annoying. Updated physics, config for better performance. Patched speed of light, was too slow." The Council's final classification update for Earth was unprecedented. It read simply, "Classification. Reality the ending 38. DVDOPNINTPATTERN. None. Approach to humanity ourselves. Optional. 3AT illegal. Yes. Reefsi opmem and indd akijoran. Hope they remain friendly. Note: humanity appears to view the fundamental laws of the universe as merely the current stable release version of reality. They are now actively working on patches and updates. All previous models for predicting their development are obsolete as they have begun treating existence itself as an open-source project. And in Wellington High School's gymnasium, Jessica was already planning her next project. She thought the multiverse was unnecessarily complicated and wanted to see if she could clean up the code a bit. Her GitHub repository's README now included a troubling warning. Known issues may cause temporary reality fragmentation. Universe.x occasionally needs to be restarted. Some users reporting temporal paradoxes in version 2.3, working on fixes for next release. The Galactic Council could only watch as humanity, armed with nothing but curiosity, boredom, and a complete disregard for what was supposed to be impossible, continued to casually reprogram the cosmos because, in their words, the current version could use some improvements. And somewhere in the vast bureaucracy of galactic civilization, a junior analyst was adding a new warning to the official species database. Caution. This species does not believe in impossible things. They view the laws of physics as suggestions and treat universal constants as patch notes. May accidentally remake reality while trying to improve their Wi-Fi signal.